are live, and I'm still getting set up because I was chatting with a client. So just bear with me for 1 minute if you're here. I'm going to see if I can't get that live stream to come up over here so I can have the better chat window where I can actually see who's here. I don't think there's anybody here. Okay, oh, 4 thumbs up. Now there's 5. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, we'll do this and we'll pop this out. And we'll do this. And move it over here. Don't you love my yard? We're out in the yard today. No, we're not. I'm lying. I'm a big liar. Liar, liar, liar. Oh, there's 4 people watching. Hi there, Pet Sodix. Hi, Gail. Hey, John. How's it going? I thought I was here alone. You can only be so goofy. Hi, Patty. How's it going? Hope everybody is having a good day. I know, Gail. How are you doing down there in Texas? That's not looking very comfortable down there. It's not good. I remember rolling brownouts from when I lived in California, and they were not fun. But they weren't, the ones I went through weren't in the middle of winter either. So, yeah, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Good thing, I'll say. Yeah, no, I just danced and made a fool of myself, so that's okay, I guess. I do that all the time. So, did everybody hunt down a picture with wrinkles? Or something? Power is back on, but my mother and brother's city is without water. Ugh. That's so awful. We've been really lucky through this polar freeze here. We haven't lost power. I should knock on wood. We haven't lost power once so far through this last cold spell. We have lost power, but this winter, at least once, I think. But that's pretty normal. So I should probably go ahead and share my screen. Tragedy is not done with Texas. Oh no, are you supposed to be getting more? That's not going to be good. Yeah, all mine do too now, Patty. Yeah, I took a few this morning, but I actually was able to hunt down the pictures from my old Photoshop class that I used to teach, and the one that I actually learned, I don't know, however many years ago. And it's got a couple of things other than just fixing wrinkles that have to do with just fixing and touching up old pictures that you might have. So I thought we'd kind of do all of those things. Instead of just focusing on the one tool, I could show you multiple tools that kind of work in a similar way. In taking out defects and issues with pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my share screen. Can I share more than one? Nope. Okay, so I'll have to share this one. I can show you how to change color of things, Gail. Oh, it's going to make me share first. Yeah, I can show you how to change your skin color. All right, Patty, get some sleep. And yeah, the replay will be here. And I should actually, what I should do is go back into these techie lesson ones, because we do spend some time chatting, and I should go in and highlight where the actual lesson starts and ends for those people who don't come in to chit chat with me. Hi, Forkin, how you doing? You're here for Techy Tuesday. Woohoo! So, are we ready to get started? I would ask that in my classes when I was teaching them. And I did a couple of times, and they never, ever were ready to get started. So I'm thinking you guys might be a little more ready. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will go ahead and get started with this week's Photopea lesson, how to remove wrinkles and how to touch up photos. Look at all those screens. That's just wild looking. And I've got it running over here, so I'll actually be able to see what you guys are seeing. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is hit File and Open. And these are the ones that I was starting with. And we'll go ahead and we'll do this first. So as you can see, there's a couple of things wrong with this picture. And this is more to teach you how to use these tools, as opposed to thinking that you have a photo exactly like this that needs exactly this kind of fixing, right? This is more about teaching you how to use the tool. So the first thing you can see, though, is that down here in the left-hand down here in the corner in the bottom, we've got a big chunk of it missing out. And we definitely want to fix that. And then you can also see up here, we've got some sprinkler heads that are showing. So we're just going to get rid of that stuff. And so when you're looking at your toolbar down the left-hand side, we are going to go down to the clone tool. And it looks like a little stamp, a little rubber stamp, kind of. But anyway, you're going to select that tool. And then you can see when I bring it over this, it kind of makes things look funky, right? So what this is doing is showing me sample sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my Alt key on my keyboard. And if you're on a Windows, it's an Option key, or on a Mac, it's an Option key. You're going to hold down that key until it turns into a cross. And then you're going to pick an area, and you're going to click your mouse once to sample that area. And what I've done now is I've taken a picture of that area. Now I'm going to take my tool, and I'm going to go into this area where I have missed some of that grass, and I'm just going to paint in. And when you're doing this, like, I don't know that you can see it on my screen, but you can see where you're picking from as you're going. It shows the little cross. And you can see, like, right here, I got some rock in. I could go over, you know. So I want to re-pick a sample place because I want to fix that rock there. So I'm just going to pick a place that's a little closer. I'm going to hold down my Alt key again and click to sample it. And then I'm just going to fix that little area there. And so now that little corner is filled in. So now I've got these little guys. And I'm going to use a different tool for them. I'm actually going to go up 2 tools to the one that looks like the Band-Aid. And I'm going to pick the Spot Healing Brush tool, just the one on top. And I'm actually going to make my brush a little bit bigger. It's at a 15 right now. So I'm just going to go up to like a 20, just so that it covers these, right? Oh, that's maybe too much. Let's go to like there, 30. Okay, that should be about perfect. And there, see, all I did was click on it, and it's gone. Like magic. Here, I'm going to go back 1 step. And you can see, so there it is again. Now I've got this. This is called the Spot Healing Brush tool. And again, I'm just going to click on my disfiguration there, which is my little head thing there, my little sprinkler head. And it is gone. Hey, Stephen A. Hi, Jacko. Sorry, I'm not paying a whole lot of attention to the chat. And then here I've got this other one. I'm just going to click on it too with that tool, and you can see that it is gone as well. You're not late, Stephen. We're just getting started. So yeah, any questions on that? Those fancy schmancy tools. Again, so we went from that to that. And just that, and just those, just that one, those 2 little tools. And yeah, so we fixed our defects there. And now we could use this for whatever we wanted to use it for. You could even print it out if you wanted to. Detention for you. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Stephen. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and, well, actually, I will save this because I can show you how you can save a file, which we actually missed last week because I got distracted. So you can come up here to File and hit Save. And I'll be able to edit it until I finish, but I can save the changes. Actually, I want to do a Save As because I want to rename it. I want to keep that original the way that it was. So I'm going to do a Save As PSD. I don't want to put it in with my Shed Horse images. So I will come here and, oh gosh. Oh, I'm not even going to try and find it right now. I'm just going to put it in here. I'll just save it there and save. Okay, so now I've saved it to my computer as a PSD, and I could go ahead and close it. And then there's other things you can do too, because you don't always, I mean, PSD files are fantastic for working on. They give you all these different layers, and you can turn things on and off and all that kind of stuff, which you can't do in like a Photoshop. But you can't use a PSD file for anything much other than working on it. I mean, you can't use it in YouTube. You can't use it on Facebook. You can't use it in any kind of editing or whatever. All you can do is build on it in Photoshop. So you want to save it as a different type of file. And you'll notice that when you go to save, it only gives you save as PSD, save PSD, PSB, or export. So what you want to do is go down here to export, and then you'll pick which kind of file that you want. Generally, you're going to want a PNG if you have any kind of transparency going on, or if you're using shapes and stuff, or a JPEG if you're a JPG if you're saving a picture like this. It does give you more options as well, but we're not going to go into what all of these different ones mean. I'm going to go ahead and pick a JPEG because it's a picture. And it gives me some options here. I can change my quality. I can go down in quality. And you can see here it's giving me my ratio. I can attach metadata or not as I want to. I'm not going to bother. And I'll hit save. Now it's asking me where I want to save it. So I'm just going to put it in the same place that oh, right here. This is where I put the other one. So, and I'm just going to hit save. So now I've saved it in a usable format as well. So I've got my PSD file, which is my work file. And then I've got my JPEG file, which is the file that I can then use out. So let's say, for example, this one has this layer of text that's already on it. So I could save that again as a JPEG, and then maybe I want to put it up for a picture on my restaurant page or something, and it's all set, right? Anyway, I'm just going to close that and not save it. And I'm going to look at the text for a minute here and see if there's any questions. And if not, we're going to just move on, and we're going to fix some wrinkles next. So if you're not already in Photopea, this is where you want to definitely have it open. And we'll go ahead and file open. And I'm going to grab this one. This isn't me, although I do have one of me. So the picture's a little small, I find. So I'm going to first grab my magnifying tool down here. It's the one that looks like a search icon. It's a zoom tool. And I'm just going to click on his face a couple of times and bring it up. I can see his wrinkles a little better. And I'll grab my move tool so I don't bring it in more. Yay, the Wrinkle Fix. So you can see he's got some wrinkles here. So basically there's two tools that I'm going to use right now. The first one being this spot healing brush tool. And I will use it for most of my repairs. And then if I find something that is maybe too big, like the dimples are a little large, maybe for doing with the spot healing brush tool, they're a little bit too deep. But let's just pick one of these wrinkles across his forehead. Oops, sorry, I have to select a layer here first. Make sure you have your layer selected over in your layers. Okay, and I'm just going to draw along this wrinkle and let go of my mouse. Boom, gone. So let's do this next one. Oh, I think I went under it. I got most of it. I'll just do a few more of those. Gone. Okay, so the other tool that you use for wrinkles, let's get rid of these ones between his eyes. You don't want him looking angry. There, look how much younger he looks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run back to open and just show you guys the difference in what we just did. So there he is with wrinkles, without wrinkles. So then the other tool that I like to use for this is under that same tab, and it's the patch tool. So I'm going to click the patch tool. And now I'm going to try and fix this dimple here on the left-hand side of his face. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and hold my mouse button, and I'm going to drag this little circle around here. So you can see it's got the little marching ants again. Now I'm just going to move this until, see that? Now the wrinkle is gone. Color is still matching. So I let go of my mouse, and now I can click off, and there, that whole dimple is gone. Ta-da! So let's go back to before that. There's the dimple still. And there it's gone. So over here on this side, that might be a little more difficult because of the way that his face is turned. So I'm first going to try with this outer wrinkle. And I'm just going to, again, I'm just kind of drawing around it. Let go of my mouse button. Pull it over a little bit, not too far. and then click to deselect. And yeah, and then the wrinkle is gone. And let's see about this one. This one, I don't know. I don't know if we have a spot in his face that's going to be close enough in color to match that. So I think I might go back to my other tool, even though it's not as effective for such a deep clean. I'm just going to try that. It helped somewhat, I guess. Try it again. Yeah, that's better. So now let's select, deselect. There, look how handsome our man is now. Oh, I guess we could get rid of a few of these wrinkles by his eyes. We're just going to use our little spot healing brush tool. Just going to get rid of a few of those there. There. So we'll look at him to begin with. And then we'll come down here and look at him all fixed up. And there you have it. Easy as that. So I guess now, does anyone have any questions? That didn't take us very long. That took like 20 minutes. Now you guys are experts. Hi, Nisi. I saw that you were here and driving. I know my timing is awful and you're just picking up your son, so I get it. Almost model material, right? Is that a very handsome boy now? I think they have filters for that, Jacko. Oh, I can't do that from there. I have to do it from here. If only it were so easy. Yeah, but now you know how to do it, Stephen. And really, the program is so intuitive. And that's what I loved about Photoshop when I was using it, and that's what I'm loving about this. Is it's so intuitive to go and pick the spot where it needs to pick from, and just kind of move that in, and then blend it afterwards. That's what I really like. Is when you're first looking at it, when you're doing it, you're like, this is never going to work, and you let go of it, and it just kind of blends so nicely, and it's like, wow, it's magic. Do they make them that big, Jacko? I don't know. Magic, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. La, la, la. So did anyone have a question or like want to come up and hang out with me? Or we've only been going a half hour. I like to go at least an hour. But if anybody had questions or other little techie stuff that they're wanting some help with? That is really difficult. You can try these various tools, but the problem with that is, you know, for example, let me just share my screen and my face again and come here to Photopea. I'm just going to close this without saving it. And let me pull up a JPEG. Actually, let's just go here. I know I have some in here. Okay, so problem with removing this from the background is that this is all on one layer. So like you can, So let's say I want to remove this logo from here and I just want it to be the white heart behind it. But I want to leave the whole white heart behind it. So what would I do? I would probably grab my rectangle select tool first. Oh, I have to actually select it. And okay, 0 pixel. I have these little things here are different. This is replace, subtract, intersect, and we'll go over all of those another time, what they mean. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to make a square around this. And I'm going to, yeah, it's tough pulling. Like I could, so you see where it has here, this 630 Second Avenue? I could easily erase that. Let's try that. Let's use, nope, not the eraser. Let's use the clone tool. Nope. Let's use the patch tool. And I'm going to zoom in on it a bit. I'll come back here to my patch tool. And I'm going to draw my, oh, well, I can move part of it. Okay, so now what I have to do is resample it. I got the same tool selected. And draw a little smaller, something, something. And so it's not perfect, but I could, you can see here, I got in some of these bars, which messed it up a little bit. And that's partially my fault because I put my lasso on the wrong spot. Oh dear. What, kitten? Okay, now I bet I can go in with my spot tool and just fix that. Ah! Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe I need to go down here and hit my... That actually did it though, didn't it? It pulled that right off of the bars. That was actually pretty cool. I don't know if I can do it again now. Oh, look, I did it again. Wow, that was interesting. But so you can see that what it did is it pulled the imagery of the bars and then pulled it down to take out that spot. You can't usually do that though. Does any of that even make any sense? Oh dear. Yeah, that's Kitty. So here, let's try a different one. What do you want, kitten? Oh, is it 3 o'clock? It is. It's time for Mima to feed the kitties. Is Mima's busy? Apparently Mima is busy, so she can't. But yeah, that is one of the tough things, Stephen. That is one of the hardest things that a graphic designer is ever asked to do, is to separate parts of a flat image. Because it's all on one layer. Now we're back to this picture again. I'm actually going to use my polygonal lasso tool and to just cut this out right where I want to. Okay, and I am going to first copy and edit and paste. So now I'm going to I'm going to duplicate my layer for my background. And I'm going to use that background copy. And I'm going to grab my eraser. And there's my eraser. Oh, I need it bigger than that. I'm going to change the size. Oh, I want to hide that. I want to hide that. Yep, there we go. Okay, I want. Now I'm going to fill that in with some white. What, kitten? What? Go see your Meemaw. Kitten. Where's my bucket? I want my bucket. Oh, I bet it's under here. Nope. Nope. Where is my bucket? I gotta have a bucket somewhere. Maybe under my, no? Well, let's just use this then. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Flip those colors. Oops. There. So now you can see if I was trying to do that on something that had an actual background, I could have just made a total mess. I can put it back now. I can hide that. I can hide that, but because I've got it cut there, I can put it back. But pulling those letters off of there, there's no way to do that without erasing the background when it's all one layer. You can if you can get a hold of the PSD file or the Illustrator file that then would allow you to do that. No water. That is bad. Hey, Jules. Hi, Twin Brooks. You do come up with good challenges. But yeah, that one. Basically, there's not much that I know of that you can do with a flat image about removing the background or the foreground. You can remove, like you can pull up, like let's say you wanted to pull my picture out from a background. Hi, Z. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the layers, but I mean, once you get used to using them and working with them, and you understand that that's like every image that you look at that's an advertisement that has lettering on a background was done in a program like this, or in some way like this, where there is a master file that allows for those things to be moved around. But the thing is these master files are big files. When you start working with a bunch of graphics and stuff, the files can get pretty huge. When you convert it to a JPG or to a PNG or to almost any other format, it compresses it and flattens it. So there are no layers, and that's what also makes it to be a smaller size, so that you're actually able to share it online or something, as opposed to it being too big. A lot of apps online won't allow you to upload a picture that is too big. And so if you were to try to upload a PSD file with all of its layers, chances are the file size itself is going to be way too big for it to be a usable format. Especially online, where you're limited by your bandwidth and stuff. But it also depends on what the background looks like. You know, the more complicated the background is, the more difficult it is to kind of replicate it with those tools that I just showed you. But if it's like my fence here, if that was your background, then that's pretty easy to replicate, and you could replicate that over in the places where you wanted to remove the text, right? But if you're looking at the lattice work above that, trying to remove something from that lattice work would not work so well because it's a much more complicated background. So there are, I mean, all you can do is try, right? When you come across a picture like that you want to pull the lettering off of it, all you can do is start playing with it and try. And there might, you know, depending on what it looks like, if you're trying to pull a bee out of a field of flowers, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck. But yeah, you can copy and paste. You can copy a layer or cut a layer and paste it on top. You can paste it underneath, and you can manipulate that layer itself. So, I mean, there are things that you can do and play with whenever you run into that. But you can also put something over top of it. You know, if you're looking at text that you don't like, there's always a possibility of putting something on top of it. Yeah. Well, one of the nice things is that Photopea and Photoshop, Stephen, they both have nudging. And what that means is when you have a layer selected, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move it. So let me just pop here into Photopea for a sec. So let's say I grab this layer 1. Let me grab this guy. So I can now use the keys on my mouse to move it over, right? And it just does a little nudge at a time. So if you're having issues with lining up, that can really help. So I'll go back to where I was and back to here and back to here. Yeah, there's all kinds of options to put something over top of it. I should just keep both of these screens going. Hi, Art. How you doing? So let's take a look at putting something over it. So over here, I've got a variety of things. One of them here is my rectangle. And when I click on that, you can see I've got some different, I've got a rectangle, an ellipse, a line, a parametric shape, or a custom shape. Let's go ahead and try a custom shape. So we'll click on that. And then you can see up here, I've got my fill color, my stroke color. Well, this is no stroke. Oh, this is positioning, corners. Free size. You can also do fixed ratio, fixed size. And then here are my options for my shapes. And apparently there, oh, there they are. I was going to say apparently there are none. So let's say I want to let's put a heart over it. So I just draw my heart. Boom, there's my new layer. So now let's say that it wasn't the right size. So I grab my selection tool up here at the top, and I now have these boxes that I can move my heart with. I can also, you see where that goes to a double-sided arrow? I can spin it. And again, just like with anything, if I hold down my shift key while I'm grabbing one of these corners, it will keep it in proportion. And of course, I can let go of my shift key and then it will not keep it in proportion, and I can do what I want with it. So there's that option. Let's click off of there. Oh, let's click our little check mark. So there's that. Yeah, the multiple screens there, I don't know why it does that. Tell him I could just sense when he's around, Z. I just know when you're here. Us being friends and all, you know. Yeah, so but you can that little moving the things with your arrow key is super helpful for fine tuning in those little spots. I didn't look on Photopea to see if it has smart guides. I wonder if it does. It doesn't say if it does or not. So I know you guys can't see that because I'm not sharing my screen right now. So any questions? Or stories? How are you guys doing in the deep freeze? Yes, stay home if you can. That's my philosophy. I don't have to leave the house now until Thursday. You are most welcome, Stephen. I'm glad you could make it. Ooh, we have 12 people watching, but only 10 thumbs up. Somebody is slacking in the thumbs up department. Unless, of course, they've already left. Yeah, I'm not. We actually, I don't want to rub it in, but yeah, we're melting here. I've already, well, here, let's have a look. Yeah, the snow on the roof out there, there's barely any anymore. It was you? You sent the snow, Jacko? It's his fault. Gail, now you know who to blame. Yeah, I'm thinking that other than like there's piles everywhere, right, from plowing and stuff. When you're plowing 12 inches of snow, yeah, but yeah, we're melting. We're melting. We're up to, what were we today? Temperature wise, 42 right now. 42 Celsius. And what is that in, or 42 Fahrenheit, sorry. 42 Celsius. We would be dying. 7 Celsius. Yeah, that's what stinks, Gail. How long are you expecting to stay cold? And they don't actually plow out here either, but we have several of the gentlemen who live around here have their own little plows, and so they go out and plow our road down to the main road. They only plow the main roads out here, and we're on like the last of the last of the last list of where they plow. Well, that's good anyway. It's going to warm up. Spring is coming. So, what shall we talk about now? I don't have a plan other than talking. Oh, we should talk about what else you guys want to learn. What would you like to see next? Or is there something you'd like to go back to? Or do we want to do some photo editing, or I mean some video editing? Do we want to try something else? Do we want to learn more in Photopea? I mean, there's got to be a lot more that it can do. So far, it's been very like Photoshop, so I'm thinking there's definitely more that we can learn if we want to. Let's talk about me. I'm not very interesting, Gail. How would you like to know? I was born on a dark, stormy night. No, just kidding. I was born in June. It wasn't dark or stormy. Video guru. Let me write that down if I can find a pen and an actual piece of paper. Wouldn't that be something? I'll write that down, and because I've never even looked at it. Gail, I could certainly look at it and see if I can figure it out. I'm game. I might look at it before I actually show it to you. I mean, I used TubeBuddy for a good 3 or 4 months before I felt comfortable enough to share it with anybody. Let's find out. Oh, here, let me share again. Special frames to put on images. So you have a couple of different options for frames. Usually you can look in your custom shapes, and we're just going to leave everything else the way it was and look in the shapes and see what we have for frames. It doesn't have preset frames like the ones that you would find in Word or PowerPoint or any of that. You have to kind of make your own frames in Photopea. We've got this that might make a bit of a frame. Might also white it out in the center. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a bit of a frame, I guess. That's the only one I really see there, though. Mostly you have to do it yourself. And I sure don't like that. So, yeah, no. I'm going to say no, it does not. But there are a couple, I mean, there's different ways you can make frames. You can pick a layer and edit the stroke. Go to 5. And I'll put it on the inside. And so you can see it just put a white frame around that. And it pulled the color from here. So had I changed that color to something else, and I come up here again to edit stroke. Oh, here's the color right here. So I can now pick whatever color I want. Say okay. Oh, what happened? Edit, stroke, color. Okay, there we go. And then okay. So in that way, it does let you add a frame, but it doesn't have the fancy frames like they have in other stuff. Hi, Whiskey and Sunshine. Yeah, you have to let the program do it for you. Good. Well, and then when you do add, like you can add lines and squares and whatever else if you just want a simple frame. And then you can add beveling and embossing and drop shadows and all that kind of stuff too. Hi, Twin Brooks. How is everyone today? Yeah, that's like I said, I think I've mentioned before that I use Premiere Pro for my editing. I just know enough to put it together. There's a bunch of stuff that it does that I don't have a clue about. I've never really tried playing with it a whole lot. Usually by the time I'm editing video, I just want to get it edited and get it done and get it up. So that is a good thing, Gail. So the only suggestion I've had so far for next week is Video Guru. Anybody else have any requests? Does everybody know how to remove wrinkles now from your pictures? I am doing good, Whiskey and Sunshine. We're actually starting to melt out of the polar vortex, so I'm quite pleased with that. My husband is still laid up. He hurt his back the other day. We did take him to the chiropractor this morning, but that was all. He has to go back in a couple of weeks because he's getting old, just like all of us. I think we are all getting that way. Yeah, he does not like being laid up. He is not a good patient at all. He gets impatient and wants to get up and do. He actually went out and shoveled snow yesterday, even after I expressly forbid him from shoveling snow. He went out and did it anyway. Yeah, the replay definitely helps. I certainly didn't pick this stuff up just the first time I ever did it. It's not like I haven't had practice. Excuse me. I don't often do the whole wrinkle remover thing, but it's good to know that it's there if I should ever want to. And I have touched up photos for other people. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be okay eventually. He just has to learn to relax and not overdo it so much. He seems to forget that he's 70. And yeah, he tries to run around like he did 30 years ago. Well, we're almost at our hour. So I think we'll go ahead and I'll try taking a look at Video Guru, and we'll do an intro to Video Guru next week. He does look a lot younger than 70. He's actually 72. Just turned 72 in January. He looks a lot younger than that. He keeps himself young. He's a little bit older than I am. I would look really good if I was 70 now. I am not. I know, right? Boom, just like that in my world. That's what happens. Yeah, I'm 35. Hi, Urban Grandpa Prepper. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, 35. Add 23 years to that, Stephen. Yeah, even magic only goes so far, Jacko. And yeah, unfortunately, those repairs that we can do to the pictures, they don't follow us around in real life. So I can take all the wrinkles I want out of my picture, but unfortunately, it doesn't help the live stream. I am just a baby. Dave tells me that all the time. Yeah, it's good to hope. It's good to hope. You can always print it out and like paste it on or something. That might work. Who would know? A life-size cutout. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll give it a shot. I'll pull some video up and I'll try looking at it. I might try and edit a video with it this week, just to see what it can do. Yeah, can wear it instead of a mask, Jacko. I actually saw. I'm sure it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube or Facebook. A little video that it actually had a guy, and he had made a mask that looked like his face with a mask down underneath the chin. So people would say, "Could you please put your mask on?" And he'd be like, peel it away, and he'd show them that it is a mask, right? It was pretty cool. I believe it is, Stephen. I hope so. Otherwise, nobody's learned nothing about it from me because I only use the free ones. iMovie. Yeah, I can't use iMovie because isn't that an Apple? That's an Apple product, right? But yeah, I think Video Guru is a free one. And then there's also, Stephen, we need to go. There was that one that you mentioned before. And I have a list of them back in an old video. And I keep it. I've actually gone back there and copied it and given it to other people when they've asked me about video editing. Yes, we have all Apple stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any Apple stuff. But Photopea you should be able to get anyway. It's just a browser app. So which browser do you use, Whiskey and Sunshine? Yeah, DaVinci Resolve, that was it. That's okay. I'm sure they'll spell check. Be interesting to know if Photopea would come up on your Apple computer. It should, because like I said, it's a web-based app. So it shouldn't matter. But yeah, I don't have any Apple stuff. You use Google Chrome? So yeah, that's what I'm using is Chrome for Photopea, and it works just fine. So yeah, you'll have to give it a shot and let me know sometime. Oh, there we go. Nice. So that's good. Yeah, it's pretty versatile, and I'm loving that it's free. And again, I haven't found anything that it can't do yet that I've been familiar with doing on Photoshop. You know, I might have to look around for things a little bit harder because I'm not as used to the layout. It is a little bit different. Oh, good. Okay. Good. Yeah, it's a very nice program. I've been quite impressed. And I haven't had any, like, there's been no restrictions on it yet at all, which I find fascinating because usually when you get a good free program like that, they only let you have so many capabilities, and then they cut that off and say, no, now you need to do this, you need to have the paid version, or to do this, you need to have the paid version. I've been really impressed with Photopea so far. It's not asking any of that kind of stuff, or restricting me from doing anything once I figure out how to do it. Of course, if I haven't figured out how to do it yet, then I can have some problems. Da Vinci, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's how I spelled it, even if you spelled it wrong, Stephen. And Video Guru is free. So let's go ahead and say intro to Video Guru next week. We'll give it a shot. I like learning new software. And I will make sure that I at least take a look at it before before next Tuesday, so I have some idea of whether it's going to work or not. Yes, free is good. I like free programs. Well, my friends, I am going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so very much for coming and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. And oh, hey, Farmer Q, you're catching us just at the end. Yeah, so I hope that some of what I said was helpful, and now you're all expert photo editors. You can go in and touch up pictures to your heart's content. The test, it's not going to be till the end of the year. And it'll be open book. You are most welcome, Stephen. I actually really enjoy doing this. I really enjoyed teaching, and it's much more fun when there's people who actually enjoy learning what I have to teach. That makes it a lot more fun. Yeah, all my tests are open book. You might have to have 50 windows with different videos running on all the whole time, Twin Brooks. And then you can cut back and forth when I test you. The test is just doing it yourself, right? That's the whole fun part of it. Practice, practice, practice. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I will see you next week, and we are going to tackle Video Guru, so be ready. Have a little video clip ready that we can play with, and we'll take care of that. I will see you soon. Bye now.